Hi, beautiful community. Let's comment on the extraordinary justification of war by Marco Rubio. This is what I wrote a couple of days ago on Substack. Beyond Trump's inability to cultivate understanding lies a second issue. Who shapes the fragments of reality he does absorb? How does his picture of Iran emerge? How far does his picture of Iran emerge from private conversations with Bibi? Trump derives narcissistic supply from Bibi and has reason to prioritize Bibi's framing over more cautious assessment from his own officials, although it's not even clear that these are going to be in the room when decisions are made. It's going to be amateur hour when decisions are made. The human content in the room is going to be amateur hour. This raises a serious question. How far is the US being led by Israel, and is it even making its own foreign policy? And by extension, I said the Europeans who are covering for US action are themselves outsourcing policy to the United States, who is outsourcing policy potentially to Israel. Here's Marco Rubio.
There absolutely was an imminent threat, and the imminent threat was that we knew that if Iran was attacked, and we believed they would be attacked, that they would immediately come after us. And we were not going to sit there and absorb a blow before we responded, because the Department of War assessed that if we did that, if we waited for them to hit us first after they were attacked, and by someone else, Israel attacked them, they hit us first, and we waited for them to hit us, we would suffer more casualties and more deaths. We went proactively in a defensive way to prevent them from inflicting higher damage. Had we not done so, there would have been hearings on Capitol Hill about how we knew that this was going to happen and we didn't act preemptively to prevent more casualties and more loss of life.
His idea of an imminent threat is Israel attacking Iran and that leading to consequences. If you think of America and Iran as one actor in significant respects, then that's just a contradiction in terms. We're only imminently threatened if we attack first, and therefore we have to attack first because we're imminently threatened. Or you say the actors are more apart than that, and then questions arise about why the United States doesn't control Israel to a sufficient degree as to prevent it from doing something that's going to endanger the United States. And so, where does the truth lie? The truth lies in the fact that the idea of preemptive threat wasn't ever a serious reason for war. A serious reason for war was a constellation of two things. There are many other reasons, but this is the central constellation. Bibi wanted to do it. Bibi maybe planted language in Trump's head about what a good idea it is to do it. The people who are doing serious work in the US government on this are not allowed into the meetings that matter where decisions are made, and instead decisions are made amateur hour style by clowns. And then there was another factor, and that factor is Trump's impulsivity. So it's not that Bibi manipulated Trump into this, not at all. It was Trump being drawn toward this, not acting out of weakness, but acting positively, right? Not being pushed into a corner by the Israelis, but actually being pressured by the Israelis, but fundamentally moving toward them because he was so excited by the prospect of playing war president and the adrenaline rush that comes with. So the story here is not the Israelis manipulated the US into this. The story is that the Israelis pushed the United States toward this, but in the form of Donald Trump, the United States positively went toward this destination too, because of Trump's personality disorder and his neurodiverse traits that make him both rigid and impulsive.
He needed the adrenaline hit. That's above all what this is. This is ludicrous stuff online somewhere by Neil Ferguson. Let me see if I can find it. This is not regime change. This is regime alteration. It's not regime alteration. It's Trump acting impulsively because he has narcissistic personality disorder. Then he's got neurodiverse traits that fuel that, make him rigid and impulsive. Going for an adrenaline hit because he doesn't have a clue about what he's doing. That's the central reason for he needed the adrenaline hit. He needed to play president. And then this political entrepreneur who shouldn't be in this administration is only in this administration because he is too weak to be ethical, Rubio, has having to do these epistemic dances. But what's worrying is that it's not the case that the preemptive strike due to imminent threat rationale is used as an excuse with a serious alternate strategic rationale disguised beneath it, as perhaps Ferguson might claim. There is no rationale there at all. Different actors in the administration might have different feelings about why this is a good idea. Trump doesn't have feelings about why this is a good or a bad idea. Trump doesn't operate in terms of good or bad ideas. He operates in terms of what physiological and emotional reward he's going to get from certain pictures appearing in the world and from him being able to front them and talk about them. So he wanted that adrenaline hit. He's got it. And now he's got a problem that he is really enjoying playing war president, but is also little by little beginning to face the prospect that it's not clear how this is going to work out. And when it's not clear how this is going to work out becomes to be the reality, then what a very serious manipulative leader needs to do, somebody like Putin, maybe like younger Putin, because Putin is ruined psychologically now. They need to just cut off as soon as possible and declare victory, even if there is no victory. But that requires discipline. That requires being ready to draw a hard-nosed line. That's not that easy for Trump. So he's entirely capable of being drawn deeper into this and losing his war with Iran. And he's just beginning to uncomfortably feel that, he's just edging into waters that indicate that sort of possibility. And he's beginning to feel uncomfortable. And that's why he's been a little bit more somber and a little bit more detail focused in his most recent public presentation. But he's still, for now, enjoying the rush of it more than being worried by the deleterious direction it could go. But where is he going to be in 2 or 3 days? Where is he going to be in a week from now? We're going to be following this. But this is, from 10,000 kilometers up in the air, this is what imperial decay looks like.